Hey.
Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole.
Glamorized and embraced by Hollywood, feared in the underworld, Benjamin Bugsy Siegel was one of the most powerful men in America. He was also one of the most hated. The man who gave birth to Las Vegas was gunned down in the luxurious home of his glamorous lover. Almost 80 years later, his murder remains unsolved. Who killed Bugsy?
Hey, it's me, Wayne Clingman, aka Mr. Big. My Twitter thing is below if you like to follow me on Twitter. Call it X. I call it Twitter. Please do so. I greatly appreciate it. So down my voice as I'm nervous. This is my first time here doing the show. I'm going to give out my thanks to Paps for allowing me to do this show. I appreciate the opportunity this gives me to help introduce myself to more people. Obviously, sell more books, which is key. But also get more things going and get people coming to this network. For all the cool things that we present. I do say we because there are all kinds of great people here. We got Pops, we got Doc. RJ does a show, the Pops on a couple times. All kinds of really cool people. I want to recommend, come out, check out the shows. By all means, come out, check out the shows. I think that you find a show that will appeal to you, at least one. At least the show appeals to you. In fact, I found a Sunday night show about comic book publishers that I plan to check out more because I'm learning a lot about third process of doing things too, which really applies to my books as well. But I write mostly mafia books. I've gotten 3 or 4 of those mafia books out. There's more in the way. I got one coming out, I'm thinking month of April on the use of magic and gambling, which I'm looking forward to. I have starting one with the guy I met from Africa on the history of smuggling in West Africa, which is absolutely huge. I think an absolutely fascinating subject. It's wild, that subject, all the intricacies that it entails. I mean, it's billions of dollars worth of money. Billions. I thought it was a lot of money. I did not know it was that amount. But again, that's basically what the show is about, what the network's going on here, with my aspect of it at least. What I will be doing here is talking about different conspiracies from what the popular myths are versus the facts, which sometimes two completely things. No, I mean cigarettes. I mean cigarettes. I mean 100% cigarettes. A little bit of diamonds, it's a little bit of ivory, but cigarettes huge. People are huge. Weapons is huge. We're not talking, and to think these people, saw a video, a bunch of people smoking cigarettes and motorcycles and backpacks across the desert, going from the central part of Africa to the ports and vice versa. I mean, the amount of effort to do this movement of goods and services is wild, and there's very little coverage on it. But yet, and human trafficking aspect of it is gigantic. And these are things going on here that affects believe it or not only Africa, which is horrible enough, the conflict, but America and other countries as well, because we have cigarettes, we make cigarettes. And I think that our cigarette manufacturers like to sell their cigarettes to people who want to buy their cigarettes versus counterfeit product. But again, we'll see how that book could turn out. The current one that we just got published, I should have kept it up here, is The Milwaukee Mob. And you can find this one in Barnes & Noble. You can find this on Amazon. You can go to RJ's page, which is Critical Blast. And we further get it there because obviously we'll make a couple more pennies. And just want to write my books is because, well, it helps them come here. Dixon money helps me help take care of the stray cats. There's about 8 of them this year so far. And that the money to, yes, he does. And the money that it brings in helps. Helps them get in spayed, neutered, helps them find homes. Because we do also contribute money to the local animal shelters so they can do what they do. In order to do that, because we're retiring here, I write the books. Simple fact, I write the books, help do these things. I hope the books I write appeal to you. And the next one coming out on by Critical Blast is My Life and Times, which is the first book I wrote on the Mafia 6-7 years ago. And it'll be going only from Amazon on now to Critical Blast. It'll be up there on Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, anybody else that has a bookstore book section. You can get them there as well, right? I appreciate Amazon, I really truly do. But the more people have eyes in the book, the more opportunity it has to sell. But that's away from the show. The first conspiracy I'm going to be talking about is one of my favorites, which is Watergate. We all think we know what happened with Watergate. We all believe what we got told. That basically, a group of 5 people were caught breaking into the Democratic National Headquarters to wiretap the phones, right? And Nixon sent them there. Well, some of that's true. Most of it is not. What is true? Yeah, they got sent in there twice. It's the second time they broke in to wiretap the phones. But Richard Nixon didn't send them in. They weren't necessarily there to tap the phones. Those are the aspects of their job was to tap the phones, right? But the reason why the phones were tapped was not necessarily to get help in letting Richard Nixon win the election. It was a whole nother thing by itself. Yay, somebody's doing a conspiracy board game. Yeah, it'd be great, Christopher. Oh, the best way to get hold of me, a couple of good ways, is this way. Is I'm going to enter into my chat, my email. By far is the best way to get a hold of me. And it's hard for me to talk and type at the same time, but I'll do what I can do. The best way to get a hold of me is, of course, Twitter. I live on Twitter. I live on X. And they're hours at a time. So if you don't want to get a hold of me, get a hold of me on X. And get a hold of me on X, and I'll get back to you. I'm pretty good at returning messages. So this is a little bit of conspiracy when it comes to Watergate. So we have all involved in Watergate. Well, we have the Washington Post, obviously Richard Nixon, committee to re-elect. We have the FBI. We have the CIA. We have the Office of Naval Intelligence. What? Yeah, it's the Office of Naval Intelligence. When you find out how the reporters employed by the Washington Post got their start, how they interact with the security state, let's call it security state, the beginnings of the deep state, you'll be amazed. It's not all as simple as you think. One thing I discovered with my research and Watergate is after I read Will by G. Gordon Liddy, I was a Liddy fan. I read the book and I came to appreciate Gordon Liddy. But then when you read more about what happened with Watergate and all the facts in the matter, you realize that Liddy was a stooge. And Liddy was not the only stooge. The 5 people involved in the break-in were all stooges, to a degree. Some of them are not only stooges, but they're embedded, in my opinion, in the Watergate team to make sure they got caught. Here's a simple fact. All of them, every one of them, either had connections to the CIA or the FBI or both, right? There was an ex-FBI agent there who absolutely knew for a fact that when the security guard was walking through the building that second time they broke in and discovered that he taped the door open, he'd call the police. What was going to go on? Because they knew his actions, because they had penetrated the building before. They researched how security works in that building, so they knew. Or they should have known. They weren't stupid, so they knew, right? So why would you tape the door open knowing that it would be discovered and the cops would be called? And one of the ads that near the building, in fact, I think parked within the block of the building, was one of the higher ups in the Detectives Bureau, the Washington D.C. Police Force. Well, the ads, I think ads don't exist. In my opinion, as I will discuss, he was there because he was told to be there that night, that they knew that they would be busted. I'm sorry, let me back up. They knew, meaning the Democratic National Convention people knew what was going on, knew that they would be able to be busted and swoop down on them like a pile of bandits, right? Now, why is this important? Why Watergate is important is two things. One, primarily, if they weren't there at the Watergate building on behalf of Richard Nixon, why were they there? Who were they working for? What was the purpose of them being there? Second, what was it so important that they would commit these crimes? The review, right? I mean, thankfully, nobody was killed. Thankfully, no one died. Thankfully. Thankfully, again, people responsible for the break-in. And Richard Nixon did obstruct justice. There's no doubt about that. He did obstruct justice, and he had to resign because of obstruction of justice. But hey, this goes to show people don't know what's going on. And we can take this further back. I mean, one of the things I'll be talking about too, and this only comes from my fascination with the corruption of the FBI and when did it start. Back when I was a child in high school, the FBI broke into the Black Panthers in Chicago's homes and shot a couple of them resisting escape. Resisting arrest. Addressed one of them supposedly rich for a rifle or some type of weapon. Of course, this has always existed. Was that the case? Or did they break into these people's homes and basically shoot them in bed? Something else will come up too, I think we'll talk about that. But not anytime soon. I mean, we got Watergate talk about. Murray Allen would be my first UFO conspiracy. It's not what people saw on Murray Island, or what really might have happened to them during that sighting, but what happened afterwards, which I find absolutely fascinating. If you think The X-Files is a weird show, wait until you hear about Murray Island. I mean, it's just wild. With people, the amount of money that was spent on spoofing stuff after the UFO incident is unimaginable. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited because Murray Island fascinates me. A lot of UFO things fascinate me. You got a guy, not so much a conspiracy, but interesting topic. There's a guy in Wisconsin who, of all things, when he saw his aliens from another planet, they were having a barbecue. Okay. So when he's seen his aliens, they were having a barbecue and they fed him pancakes. Wow, that's a wild story. And this all happened within an hour and a half drive to my home. I mean, I did not know that Wisconsin was such a hotbed for UFO activities, but it seems that it is. Again, it's just some of the things that we'll be talking about. Again, this would be a shorter show than most of them will be. A simple, basic introduction. Calm down my nerves for the next one, right? See what's going on. I really appreciate people watching. I really, truly appreciate the 23 people that are watching. I have to come up with some idea of how I can give away prizes. I don't probably be stickers, maybe PDF copies of my books, things like that. But I'm going to give away prizes. I'm going to get people involved in my books. If you want, so it's a couple of things. One I want to do. Obviously, I'm here to talk about books. I'm talking about conspiracies. I'm talking about all that good stuff, right? But if you're a writer and you need help writing a book, nonfiction preferably, because I'm not good at doing fiction, but doing research and stuff, let me know. You can reach out to me and email. Reach out to me on Twitter. You need help with the cover, stuff like that. I give resources and stuff that we can happily help you use. Excuse me. This is some things I'm going to talk about because the conspiracies. So the book, you get back to 28. Your library might have the book Secret Agenda by Jim Hooligan. Again, the name of the book is Secret Agenda by Jim Hooligan. It's about Watergate. It's about 300 pages. It's well written, well researched. It's quite the bibliography and back. He cites his sources. None of the book that also cites his sources. It's called White House Call Girl. Again, the name of the book is White House Call Girl. That was on Amazon. I can't think of the author's name right now. I should have written it down, but I didn't, right? That's kind of like the salacious title. I gotta tell you, that's what the book's about. Their whole aspect of what was going on with Watergate. Now, the guy that wrote Secret Agenda has another aspect of what was going on with Watergate. And it kind of sort of collide because they both suggest strongly that the reason why Watergate happened, again, wasn't for Richard Nixon to find out what was going on with the Democratic campaign of George McGovern, which is pretty much a disaster. But John Dean's wife had a background. They were concerned, John Dean, was concerned about that background and who knew about it. There's also other people after the fact that claim that there was a call girl operation being run in the Watergate complex. Some people believe the call girl operation was just a pimp and some girls. Other people believe that the call girl operation was also an arm of the DNC. We're getting that aspect of it well. But these are the two books. Maybe your library has them. I don't know if you can find them online as PDFs. You might be able to do it on White House Girl. I don't know. But one, if not both books, might be at your local library. Both books are available on Amazon. Probably less than shipping. I probably could score both for one, perhaps, for $10. And out of the two, I highly recommend Secret Agenda because we were talking about him, Jim Hooligan, and the books that he's done. He's a great author. I can't give him enough credit. It's absolutely wild shit. I have to remember. That's not really sorry. Anyway, I think that'll be it for today, only because I introduced myself. You have an idea what's going on. Next Thursday, we'll start the first Watergate show, which will be what led up to the Watergate break-in, the Watergate burglars, what their backgrounds were, what happened to them when they went in the building. But ask yourself this question. Why would the FBI, somebody involved with the FBI, working for the FBI for years, why would he undergo an action that he knew, if caught, would generate a police response? I don't know. Forgetful? Maybe there's more to it. Maybe he wanted them to be caught. That's what I think. Anyway, next Thursday, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central Time. Aloha. Have a great day. Thanks, Dak, for being part of the background and the behind the scenes, pressing the buttons for me. I really appreciate it.
Pops, not Doc.
I'm sorry, Pops. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm nervous.
I'm just
I'm sure.
You, bro.
Well, you'll beat me later, I'm sure. But anyway, thanks for everybody watching. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends. Follow me on Twitter.
I'm going to play some ads. I want y'all to tune in Thursday morning. We're going to get this thing rolling, baby. We're going to get it rolling. Thanks, Wayne.
You're welcome.
The future. The final frontier. It has never been so uncertain as now. AI, VR, haptic wear, nanotechnology, mass destruction with a remote click. Now we are finally seeing the true potential and dangers of an ever-connected and overly policed hyper-technological world. Have we finally become the architect of our own demise? Is there still hope? Welcome to the future. Welcome to Punk Droid.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
I'm Kurtzauer, and you're watching the Madness Comic